Hey guys, what's going on? Steven back again, and I'm here with another Walking Dead video. This one's going to be going over some of the Walking Dead news, as well as maybe some episode 14 spoilers. So, the spoilers will come later, don't worry, I'll tell you when the spoilers will happen, but let's get right into it. Did we find a weakness with the Saviors? Which it may have seemed we have. You know, as we saw in episode 13, where, Jared ended up shooting Benjamin in the leg and causing him to bleed out and die instead of it being Richard, which, you know, most of us thought it was going to be. Gavin, the apparent leader of this batch of saviors, sent Jared packing for his actions, which we saw during the second meeting when they went back to bring back that one missing melon. You know, we saw Gavin basically telling Jared to, you know, don't even get out of the car. You go sit in the car. If you say anything, if you look at me funny, you know, I'm going to kill you. So, I mean, that could be a very interesting weakness in that group. You know, seeing how that they can think for themselves and they're not just going along with it. Going along with, you know, whatever you know, they're supposed to be doing. The reason why he was furious is more interesting. Jared shot an innocent kid who never really bothered or posed a threat to the Saviors. Sure, he took Jared out using his teachings from Morgan, but Gavin understands that Jared was getting what he deserved. You know, because Jared was being a dick and, you know, Benjamin did take him out, but, you know, he had it coming. Upon learning of Benjamin's death at the Saviors and Kingdom's second meeting in Sunday's Bury Me Here episode, Gavin showed something few Saviors have, which is remorse. You know, as unlike some of the other jerks, I guess you can say, while the jerks like Jared, David, Simon appear to find some sort of twisted joy in tormenting the communities, which the Saviors endlessly bully guys like Gavin and Fat Joey appeared to be doing nothing more than just following orders. And if you toss Dwight into the mix, you might have enough of a collective conscience to turn against their leader, which we know does happen later on in the war, where some of the saviors do switch sides and start fighting with our group, or Alexandria Hilltop Kingdom, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, the alliance, the rebellion, I don't know, just our side, you know, our group side. I don't know. They need some sort of a, you know, a name. I don't know, the rebellion, I guess. But yeah, we do know that some of the saviors will switch sides and will start fighting with our guys. So that would be interesting to see, you know, if guys like Gavin or Gavin does switch sides. I think that would be a very interesting twist. I mean, it really seems like none of those other guys at the kingdom meeting really have much, like, I don't know, love for, you know, that long-haired Jared dude. I mean, because during that second meeting, like, I don't know, they all seem like disgusted by him and everything like that for just, you know, blatantly killing Benjamin, who, you know, did nothing wrong. But I don't know, that's just my thoughts. I think yeah, having a conscience is a major weakness for the saviors. If some of their men and women start to see what Negan is doing and how cruel he is, with Rick offering a better way of life, there might be a few new Tara Chamberlain in town. Back in season 4, Tara learned of the governor's real ways and saw the community Rick was trying to build, and has become a valuable member of the community since the governor was dealt with. You know, see, at first they kind of thought, you know, the governor was, you know, a great strong leader, and then when the governor decided to attack, you know, he killed Herschel, you know, basically sliced his head off, or at least, you know, part of the neck at first, and then he, you know, chopped the whole thing off and finished the job. You know, everyone kind of saw who the governor really was. You know, he was crazy, insane. So yeah, maybe maybe that will happen. You know, maybe some of the saviors will see what Morgan really, not Morgan, see what Negan really is, and yeah, jump shot and jump sides. Wow, can't even speak anymore. I'm losing the ability to talk. All right, moving on. What else do we have? Apparently, Lenny James was really excited. Yeah, Lenny James reveals his epic reaction to The Walking Dead Season 7 final script. Let's see, he says, it feels like just like yesterday the world was dying to know who Negan killed, but here we are with 3 episodes remaining in The Walking Dead's 7th season. The Walking Dead's Season 7 finale promises to be something drastically different from any before it. Lenny James says it's really weird actually, because our finals have slightly kind of outdone themselves over and over again. James said, I've kind of run out of descriptions for it, and I think this will describe how gigantic or fantastic or amazing or wonderful it all is. Well, for me, there are 2 moments in the script where I jumped up and down like a giddy schoolboy, James said, not just at the excitement of being a bigger part of the scenes that I was reading, but just in how exciting it is going to be if we pull it off. I'm not sure what he means by if we pull it off, what that what they're leaving that at, but I don't know. I know we've had some problems with, you know, too much violence, and they've edited things down and stuff, so I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. What else does he say? Considering one of those points where I jumped up and down like a giddy schoolboy, I was on an airplane. You can get some kind of sense of just how into it I was and how exciting it must be. I did attract a little bit more of attention to myself than I intended. But yeah, it is an exciting episode in keeping with tradition of leaving our fans with a big bang in our season finales. The final of season 7 will not disappoint. It's a good one. It's a really good one. There are a couple of moments that are fantastic and genuinely exciting, even for someone as jaded as me. So that is from Lenny James himself, being very excited for the season finale, which I'm guessing is when the war is going to start. I'm not exactly sure how or what's going to trigger it, but yep, pretty sure, you know, that's what's going to happen, is the war is going to kick off in the finale, and yeah, just go through probably all of season 8. I'm guessing. That's just my guess, but yeah. All right, moving on. We get some more Lenny James news. Apparently, Lenny James hated being a part of the Walking Dead cast, you know, because we have had all those separate episodes and stuff like that with only a few characters in it, which, I mean, some people hate, some people like it, you know, some people don't care about the characters, some people do. I mean, you know, we have gotten, you know, Tara, you know, a Tara episode, a Eugene episode, kind of like a Rosita Sasha episode, which, I mean, you know, sure, some people don't really care about any of those characters at all. Some people do, you know, some people don't. But in a way, I think it's kind of, I don't know, I think it's kind of good, you know, because it gives them more of like a little bit of a spotlight. Whereas if, you know, you're doing like a big group scene, you know, those characters are kind of like in the back, because, you know, you got Rick and Michonne and Daryl, you know, like all the big main characters, you know, out in front, so, you know, they're getting most of their screen time and everything like that. So I don't know, I mean, you might agree with me, you might disagree with me, but, you know, I kind of like seeing some of those other characters get a little bit of a spotlight, get a little bit of more attention, but, you know, that's just me. But apparently, yeah, Lenny James was not happy. Lenny James told press, including Digital Spy, that he hated working on the early parts of season 7. James's character Morgan featured in just 2 out of the 8 episodes that aired so far, with he and his co-star Melissa McBride shooting in different locations. Too many of their and blah, blah, blah. And Jesus Christ, I can't even speak. With he and his co-star Melissa McBride shooting in different locations, too many of their castmates. I swear to God, it was horrible, and it was the same for everybody. He said this season, everybody had more time off than they've ever had, but it was horrible, and I hated it. You just didn't see anybody because we filmed The Kingdom in a completely different area, where they were filming in either Alexandria or Hilltop, or even where the Saviors were. Nobody was close to each other. James revealed that with so much time off, he flew back and forth from Atlanta, where The Walking Dead films, to his home in London several times. There was one point where I had 3 episodes off, and I'm like, I'm just going to go home and see my kids. What am I doing in Atlanta for that amount of time? So I'd leave town, and that was exactly what everybody else was doing. Interesting. Nobody was around. I didn't even see Andy for 6 weeks. And in the end, when I saw him, we were both on a plane back to London to see our families. You just don't see your mates. So apparently, Lenny James was not happy with how spread out everybody was. But, I mean, in a way, if you kind of think of it, you kind of needed to have, your pieces everywhere. You gotta position everyone. All right, this guy's gonna go do this and take care of this. We're gonna have Maggie go to the Kingdom. To Hilltop. Because she's going to be taking over. I guess you can kind of need a Daryl to kind of, I don't know, maybe get the sympathy for Dwight. Finding out everything about Sherry and kind of what he's going through. So I mean, I kind of understand, you're going to have pieces in different areas to get things going instead of kind of grouping everything together and, all right, we're going to go do this as a group, we're going to go do that as a group, we're going to do this as a group as well. So, I don't know. I think it's just very interesting, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. Are you happy that some of the other characters got, spotlight time, or did you not care at all? You weren't happy about it. Let me know down below. All right, here we go. Episode 14 spoilers. Got this from Facebook page that I'm on. So if you don't want to know, stop watching right here. Thank you for watching up to this part. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. More videos are on the way. All right, so here we go. Episode 14 spoilers. The Other Side. Apparently Maggie has taken over leadership of the Hilltop, right under Gregory's nose. He knows it too. Apparently Maggie is teaching the Hilltop people how to fight with knives and stuff like that, and she is visiting each one of the Hilltop people, gaining their confidence. But let's see, we also find out that Jesus does reveal his sexuality in this episode. He and Maggie are having a conversation, and he says that he has never felt like he belonged before until now. He used to live in a group home and never really got close to anyone. Neighbors, friends, boyfriends, as he put it. Maggie smiles and says he should try it sometime. Apparently Maggie and Daryl have some sort of talk about Glenn. They pretty much have an emotional talk while they're hiding in the cellar from the Saviors. Daryl starts to cry and says it was his fault. Maggie says it wasn't his fault and that Glenn thought Daryl was one of the good things in the world, and Glenn would know because he was one of the good things too. Maggie then hugs Daryl. So then we got, the Saviors showing up. Simon basically tells Gregory that a certain somebody of his now needs to be a certain somebody for Negan. Then he announces that they are taking Dr. Carson. It is revealed that the second Dr. Carson are actually brothers, just like in the comics. Also, apparently the extra crispy Dr. Carson may have been an asshole by nature, because the Hilltop asks, what did my brother do? Piss somebody off? When he finds out his brother is dead. What else do we got? I think Gregory Gregory may be trying to set up Maggie to be killed by the Saviors. He tells Simon that there are some people who may try to take over Hilltop, and they may not cooperate with the Saviors as he has been. Simon wants to know who, but Gregory doesn't tell. However, Simon does tell him that if he has any trouble like that, just to come and let him know and they'll take care of it. Simon then gives Gregory directions to the sanctuary. So apparently Daryl and Maggie hide in a cellar with the help of Enid when the Saviors arrive, because of course they can't be seen, can't be spotted or anything like that. Then we got Rosita and Sasha are able to cut through the fence surrounding Sanctuary, and Sasha goes through. Then at the last minute, Sasha bolts the fence back up and tells Rosita to run. We don't see Sasha captured, but she does run inside one of the buildings, and we hear a crapload of gunfire. Apparently, Eugene turns down a rescue attempt. Yep, he's with the guy on the night watch duty, explaining to him about the walkers, and then all of a sudden, that guy is shot in the head. Sasha and Rosita appear, cut through the fence, and tell him to go, but he doesn't. He just starts crying and says he didn't ask anyone to rescue him. Then he goes back inside. Very interesting right there. Eugene's got his escape, but he doesn't go with it. Alright, so Eugene does not want to leave Sanctuary. He doesn't want a rescue attempt, which is very interesting. But apparently the episode ends with Rosita running from the Sanctuary, crying all the way. Then she stops. She sees a shadow figure with a crossbow. Daryl, Dwight. don't know. But yeah, that is basically spoilers for episode 14, The Other Side. I think sounds like a very interesting episode. I mean, with Maggie pretty much running Hilltop at this moment, right under Gregory's nose. We finally get the conversation between Maggie and Daryl about Glenn. We do have the Rosita, Sasha, suicide mission, everything like that. I'm very curious about Eugene, why he turned it down. I mean, I don't know, maybe because he knows what happened to Daryl, and Daryl's basically, since Daryl escaped, Daryl's gonna hide for right now, until things kick off. But I don't know, maybe he doesn't want to do that. Maybe he doesn't want to be, trying to hide. I don't know. But let me know down below what you guys think. Are you looking forward to this episode? What are you looking forward to the most? If you guys have any questions, leave them down below, because I'd love to do a Q&A video. If you like this video, feel free to hit that thumbs up button. That would be awesome. If you guys like the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button. So close to 100 subscribers. I know we can do it. Let's get it done. And yeah, more videos are on the way. So I will see you guys next time.